Oh,
Wait.
yeah, however you're going to save it, Um, but all right, so let's get right into it. First of all, you obviously use Zoom.
I do a lot.
Yeah. And I use Zoom, but I use everything. I sell everything because I run the distance learning association, right?
Awesome.
So obviously things like Zoom, but we also sell Blue Jeans and GoToMeeting and WebEx and my goodness, Microsoft Teams, and so anything that has to do with remote work or the cloud or education, etc. So you have a Zoom account.
Mhm.
Do you have a paid account or a free account?
I have a paid account because
Okay.
I want to record.
So I'm assuming it's $15 a month or something like that you're paying, or do you pay annually or whatever?
I pay annually, so it's like 150 something I pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's my recommendation.
Mhm.
Right? I mean, you already paid for it, so no need to cancel it. Okay. I would highly recommend you get the Blue Jeans free account,
Okay.
mostly because A, it's free.
Right. Thank
Right.
you.
Never hurts to have. Okay. But Blue Jeans does things that nobody else does.
Okay. Enlighten me.
Okay, so first of all, Blue Jeans has Dolby audio. Okay, and nobody else has that. So the audio, it's just one of these things where it's like, man, that sounds so good, and it just pulls you into the meaning. So it's one of those subliminal things that you don't realize, like, wow, what a difference. It's like when you go to the movies and it's like, oh, like, that's the sound in the movie theater. It's like, yeah, you don't get that at home, do you? No, it's like, okay, it's different.
Right.
So when you're having meetings or events, especially if you're doing presentation, it's that little subtle thing. All right. The
Okay.
other thing is Blue Jeans is a business product.
Okay.
Okay. Zoom was born as a consumer product, right?
Mm.
Way back in the day when Eric Yuan, the founder and CEO, was trying to figure out a way to communicate with his girlfriend, when they were commuting, he effectively built Zoom as a tool to help him to stay in touch with his sweetie. Okay.
Oh,
So it was never a business tool ever. But then over time, it became a business tool, right? And then obviously all the stuff that happened during the pandemic, right? Where it's like, oh my goodness, right? The world is powered by Zoom now. It's like everything's Zoom, right? Zoom, 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 right? Um, but it was never built for business. And that's why, like a year or two ago, Zoom was in the hot seat with like security issues and like, oh, and then there were even schools that were like banning Zoom, if you remember a year or two ago during the COVID and everything else. So there's a couple things, right? There's a billion people using Zoom in the world for free. There's probably about, I'm going to say 300 million that use it for not free. They're paying like you. And then there's some like really big companies that, like, my God, they might pay $1 million a year. The whole company, the whole, JC, J Morgan Chase or whatever, they might have, oh my God, they might have a million. Okay. Blue Jeans was built from day one to be a business product. Okay. And then Verizon, a couple years ago, bought them.
oh,
Right. So Verizon bought Blue Jeans for about $400 million. Trump changed to them. Right. And then it was like, they weren't really probably sure what they were going to do. But then the whole world happened with COVID and everything else, right? So now Verizon is pushing very hard to evangelize Blue Jeans by Verizon. Okay.
Mhm.
If someone was going to buy something, I would say, well, what are you going to do? Are you trying to teach a course? Are you having meetings? Are you trying to do telemedicine? What are you doing? What do you? Because there's the right tool for the right job. Okay. Now it sounds like, I'm assuming, I think I know your business. I'm kind of, we're going to talk about that in a second, right? But you do a lot of meetings, you do a lot of trainings, you do a lot of onboardings and, team building and all that, right? Zoom's nice. Zoom's good for that, right? It would be better on Blue Jeans. It would be better on Blue Jeans. Okay. It's better. It's just better. Okay. It would be like, this is a color TV. Yeah. Well, this is a high definition color TV. It's like, oh, and like, I'll be on meetings. Like, this is a nice meeting. We're on, okay. But when I'm on a Blue Jay, I go, oh man, like you feel yourself. You feel yourself like leaning in, because it's more crisp. And
Okay.
it's like watching a high definition TV versus just a regular TV. It's noticeable, right? So when you combine the Dolby audio, you combine the visual where it's like, wow, it's just more crisp, it's a better experience. Okay. Apples to apples, Verizon, it's cheaper. It's cheaper. That's okay, but you already bought, so that's not really an issue right now. But Verizon owns the pipes.
Yeah.
I mean, in other words, Zoom doesn't work without the internet. Verizon owns the internet. I mean, if you think about it, right? So they own the highway. So it's like, wow, I don't know if I'm going to want to bet against Verizon, in the long run, because like, not that they're going to do it, but heck, they could give it away as part of 5G. Now I'm not saying they're going to do that anytime, but they could. And then what do you do? Okay. So there's just a whole bunch of reasons. Now, Blue Jeans has other grades of service. For example, they have what's called Blue Jeans Studio, okay, for meetings and for events, right? So like when I'm in my New York office, I can fit comfortably 80 people comfortably, in the office. Yeah. But I can have 80,000 people live powered by Blue Jeans.
Hmm.
I could have 80 million people live on a live stream or watching the archive like it was a TED Talk. Okay. And again, it's built for that. It's built for business. It's built, to do commercial grade stuff. Not that Zoom can't do it. It's just that it was never built for it. Okay. So I'm still today, as of this minute, I'm still the number one promoter of Zoom in North America. Okay. If you go to zoom.us, you're going to get Zoom. If you go to getzoom.us, it goes to me.
Ah.
Okay. I have a lot of domains like powered by Zoom, Zoom event. Okay.
Gotcha.
If you go to drzoom.us, it goes to me. Okay. I mean, a little funny, right? Haha. But so anyway, I know what I'm talking about, right? As far as this cool. So the short thing is the links are on Facebook. Even this morning, I just made a post earlier, getbluejeans.com goes to me. Okay. Bluejeans.com goes to Verizon. Getbluejeans.com goes to me.
Okay.
With their blessing.
Gotcha.
Okay?
So
I'm their bud. We're cool, right?
Affiliate with them.
Yeah, so I'm a tier, I'm what's known as a tier 1 elite partner. So I can sell the entire portfolio of Verizon. I could sell 5G. I could sell Fios. If you find it on Verizon.com, I sell it.
Can you sell that to Boonton Township so we can get Fios here?
Well, that's coming. I think about 2 weeks. 2 weeks, it'll be a choice. It'll be, in other words, and I'll be the first one in line.
Me too. Right here.
Okay. Yeah. Right. But again, so that's really the ecosystem. So now you can see how all of these cloud-based products and services makes perfect sense. Why, as the Distance Learning Association and really it really is digital learning. It's really digital living.
Right. I
It's
know.
remote work, it's telemedicine, it's e-commerce, it's the cloud, it's the things that you do in your business, right? And I have a catchphrase. You ready? You want to hear it? Ready?
Yes.
Okay. We are living, learning, working, playing, teaching, training, coaching, mentoring in the global cloud economy.
There you go.
And we are. Okay. So now that we made it clear that you're going to get blue jeans for free, and then we'll tell me about your business. Tell me about what you do. Tell me what you got going on.
Okay. So, yes, I have a virtual business, and it's a dermatology inspired skincare and hair care brand that I promote. So the reason why I use Zoom all the time is because I like to have face-to-face conversations with everybody, to be able to share my screen, go over my products, what's best for them. There are all of our tools are on my website.
Yeah.
So I will do that, show them videos, and then we will discuss what their best options for them from day one. But I also use it to train my team and to be able to record those training videos. So we've used Zoom for that, because we can have 100 or more people on there at one time. So I paid, so I have the recording capability, but I need to do Zoom on a daily basis. This is really how I work my business, is to have videos. Plus, I am a video person. I think it's important to be able to talk to somebody, see their expressions, and that type of thing. And in my business too, it helps me if I'm going to help or recommend skincare to somebody or hair care. It helps me to see what they look like, so I can even make further recommendations to them based on my conversation with them face to face. So that's what I want to use this platform for. And if you can save me money and say Blue Jeans is better and it's free, and tell me, what aspects of that benefits what I do.
Well, again, you're a paid Zoom customer right now, and you paid for the year, right? You're not paying month to month, right?
Yeah, I paid for the year last year.
So, I mean, you're not going to get a refund. So I would just say, well, but definitely get Blue Jeans for free now, because there's no reason not to get it today, because it's free. Okay.
Right.
And then if and when you need to upgrade because you're going to do something cool, you're going to do an event, or you're going to do, okay, well, then you're going to get my discount.
Okay.
And my discount is 50%.
So tell me about that. When you say you're going to do an event, what do you mean? So what do I get for free, and what's a paid?
Like, how you're living with Zoom today?
Yeah.
What if you were going to do a lunch and learn, or an event physically someplace? What if you were going to go and have a live event where the people are physically live in the room, right?
Yes.
But you'd also like to broadcast it to the people who couldn't physically come live, but would like to participate to the degree they can virtually live. It's like, well, that's where Blue Jeans Studio is built for that. Okay.
Gotcha.
It's like you're doing broadcast quality, like that you would get on TV, right? Studio quality, right? From wherever you are. I mean, it's amazing, right? I mean, this would have normally, years ago, this would have cost, well, you couldn't afford it. You'd have to be a TV studio to do this, right? So you're getting, that's why it's in the name, studio. You're getting broadcast, high definition video, Dolby audio, as if you're in a studio, like you're in a recording studio. Okay, it's like, wow. And you could do that from anywhere. Like we have events at places like Mohonk Mountain House, for example, right? I love going there. Yeah, but we're now live from Mohonk, here we are, that kind of thing. Or from my office in New York City, right? Live from the 29th floor in the middle of, the Big Apple, right? That's cool. So that gives you the ability to do events. Like, do you guys have an annual meeting for your company? Like I'm probably just right.
Oh yeah, we have a national convention that's been in Vegas, Nashville. We don't know where it is yet this year. Right. So the national convention should be powered by Blue Jeans. Oh, see what I mean? So then, like, you hope that but what about the people who can't physically come? Well, they could participate now virtually, or you can archive it, and then you can also, now that you got it, you can make a montage
later,
Well, our
right?
company does that. They have a whole virtual, everyone can watch virtually live too. So they do, I don't know what platform they use, but we do that.
But my point is, now you could do it too.
Gotcha.
Now a tiny little company could do it
Right. So
without having to be a big company.
and how are you live streaming at these events? Through your phone? Like what
No,
equipment do you need?
Verizon, right? In other words, we have the pipe, we have the technology that enables live stream, right?
Mhm.
So in other words, you can click a button and it's like it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on LinkedIn, it's on Verizon. Okay, so you could do that, right?
And
Like
with,
this is a recorded Zoom meeting,
right.
right?
Mhm.
It's live for us,
Right.
right? But at the end of this meeting, it's going to be asynchronous, which means it's not synchronous, it's not live, but somebody could watch it, somebody could replay it, right? So you have that capability of you can participate live, you could participate live remotely, you could just be one of the millions of people watching it live, but you're just really watching, right? Or now we have the archive where it could be hosted and replayed on demand, similar to like how you would watch a TED Talk, let's say,
Right.
or a YouTube. Yeah. So you have
Mhm.
all the above. You have all the above, and those videos can also be embedded where you can create like an online university or an online tutorial or a library,
Mhm.
right? Or a learning module. I mean, there's all kinds of things. Once you have the media, once you have the content, you can do a lot of cool things.
So, I do a lot of live videos and I feel like my video quality is terrible. If I go live on my
Yeah.
page, say my
Yeah.
Rogan Pills page, what can I actually do a video through Blue Jeans and stream it live so the video quality is better and the audio quality is better?
Yeah.
All right,
What
because
kind of phone do you have? What kind of phone do you have?
that'd be huge for me. I mean, I have an iPhone 12, but I just feel like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, if you have an iPhone with a stabilizer, you could do amazing things. You could do amazing things. And the other cool thing is if you were at a live event and there was more than one person with an iPhone, well,
Mhm.
now you even have like multiple camera angles, and it's like what you would normally have had to spend a gazillion dollars for, and you're doing it yourself, and it's high definition video, it's Dolby audio, it's broadcast quality stuff, and I'm like, and you could get this for like $15.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really amazing, like where the world that we live in right now, what you're capable of doing, you know.
Mhm.
But for an entrepreneur like yourself, for a virtual business like yours, this excites me because we are enabling entrepreneurs, we are enabling startups. I love startups, but the whole thing about a startup is like, well, are you going to make it? I mean, nobody starts a business to go out of business.
Right.
Nobody borrows money from friends and relatives to piss off your relatives and lose your friends, right? So if we can help somebody to become sustainable, if we can help somebody to become cash flow positive, right? Like, I remember a post that you made. I remember things. You made a post a while back where you talked about, like, I think you have a beach house or you have a vacation house or something, okay, where your business supported you guys being able to get a summer house or a vacation house, right?
Well, no, it made me not feel guilty to stop renting my house. I wanted it to
Okay.
supplement that rental income, and it did, so we don't have to rent anymore. So we were there all summer.
Yeah, but I mean, the bottom line, it was like my business did this, right? It was a good story. It was a good post. Like, so
Oh,
you enabled a good. That's what I'm talking about.
mhm.
Like, if I can help somebody to launch a business or run a business and be profitable,
Yeah,
I mean, profitability is freedom,
right.
right?
And that's what
Like,
we're all looking for.
well, I mean, at the end of the day, if your accountant says, Kim, great news, what? Your startup is profitable. It's like, oh, how much? $1. It's like, well, wait a minute. Did you pay all your bills? Uh-huh. Did you pay all your people? Yeah. Did you take a vacation? Yeah. Like, so you did all these things, you win.
Yeah.
You won. You beat this. That's it. That's the mission, right? Now, next year, make more. But profitability is freedom. Profitability changes the game, right? It's very easy to be generous if you're profitable.
Right.
It's very hard to be generous if you can't pay your bills.
Right.
Right.
Love
So
that.
I'm all about cash flow positive. I'm all about helping somebody to get, to profitability, because then it changes everything. It really does. It just changes the dynamic of business.
Mhm.
And especially for entrepreneurs, especially, I mean, look at the world that we're in right now. I mean, 50% of the people in the country will be self-employed in some capacity moving forward, right?
Makes
Small
sense.
business,
Mhm.
right? I mean, I go up and down Main Street booting all the time, and I'm like, wow, okay. Some of them are like, I'm amazed at how great they're doing. And others, I'm going, man, they need help.
Yeah.
They need help. Okay. So that's also why I own Bootin' Works, Bootin'
Okay.
Works, which it's a business incubator. It's basically taking everything that we have and saying, Bootin' Works from Bootin, USA, right? 30 miles west of Times Square, from the heart of Morris County, New Jersey, right? One of the wealthiest counties in the country. Bootin' Works, right? It's a business foundry, right? Bootin used to be an iron foundry. Well, now we're a business foundry. Okay. So we build businesses, we launch businesses, we support businesses, we take all of these tools and all of these technologies and all this knowledge and thought leaders and subject matter experts, people that know how to run a business, right? We deliver that, to help an entrepreneur to become cash flow positive.
Mhm.
So the things like Shopify or BigCommerce or WooCommerce, the e-commerce stores, all the services that you need in these days to run a business. So just like you have Zoom, you have other things too, right? I mean, I don't know the mechanics of your business, but at some point you might send invoices or you might get paid for things or whatever, right? You probably have an accounting package. Maybe it's QuickBooks, maybe it's FreshBooks, maybe it's something else. These are all the tools that we would deliver, at our price, and our price is based on millions of people. So we give them the savings, right? The knowledge, technology, and talent. Those are the three silos. Okay.
Mhm.
So in conclusion, we're going to get you the free account for Blue Jeans, but your entrepreneurial story is actually a story, and you know what? We should probably interview you.
That would be great.
We
I'm
should
up for
interview
that.
you, okay?
Yeah.
And especially virtual businesses like yours, people a lot of times they don't understand. There's sometimes some fear that is unjustified, right? I mean, you are in network marketing, correct? I mean, is that
Yes.
cool to say that, right?
It's
Right.
multi-level marketing. Yes.
Yeah.
MLM.
But
Mhm.
people don't know what that means.
Right.
Sometimes they got the wrong impression and
Agreed. Mhm.
so education,
Yeah.
right? We need to educate people as to what the truth is, right? And especially if you're an ambassador, it's like, look, you're not going to hurt anybody. You don't want to hurt anybody. If you're selling what you believe, you believe it, you're living it, right?
Well, and that's how I found this brand, is because I was that person
Yeah.
searching for skincare. So I used to be an IT recruiter before I had my kids, right? So I came from the corporate world. I did that for 8 years. And then I switched to pharmaceutical sales, right? So now, and then at 36, I have my first child. And I decided I'm going to stay home. I'm going to leave my corporate career. I can always go back to work, but I'm not going to get these years back. So that's what I did. Well, I had my second child. And then when my oldest was about 10, I was starting to get the itch to go back to work because I love to work. I love to, to earn an income, and I love to win trips, which was what I was always doing. So what am I going to do with myself? At the same time, I was looking for skincare. And that's how I found this brand, who also offered a business opportunity for entrepreneurs like myself to work from anywhere. And I'm so thankful. So there's my story. It's like I was that person who wanted to take care of my skin because I was 40, almost 47 at the time, and my skin looked terrible, and I wasn't taking care of myself. I was that mom that was not putting herself first. I said, it's time to change that. So now I'm an entrepreneur. I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and I absolutely love sharing that passion that I found with other people, because these products have helped my family so much. My son's on our teen acne line. My husband uses these products. And for me to educate people in that way through this platform has been wonderful. And that's kind of what I want to continue to do. But I am that video type person. Is like, let's chat. I think I get that from recruiting. It's like, let me understand about you, what your needs are, and let me help give your solution back to you. So that's kind of what my entire career has been about. This is just more about self-care.
Well, what's cool is a business like yours, you can do it from anywhere. You have customers that could be anywhere.
And we're in the US, Canada, and Australia. So absolutely.
And that is the future of work, and that is the future of business. That, it's wonderful when everybody can get together, live. I mean, I do it now. I mean, we live 30 miles west of Times Square.
Yeah, I know.
So I can be in New York City. I mean, if I had to, I go, yeah, okay. And in like 50 minutes or an hour, I'm in Times Square. Right. Yeah, but I get to work from home.
Right.
I get to live in Boonton Township, where our neighbor raises llamas. Right?
I know, it's lovely.
Right. And I mean,
where we live.
We've got Dominic the donkey, I can hear him in the morning, and it's like, this is not bad. This is a pretty good deal, but through the power of the internet and these tools, you can, teleport. And now with things like Blue Jeans and others, I mean, you can be as good as a Fortune company. You can do amazing things today that just a couple of years ago it would have been impossible, or it would have been cost prohibitive. You can't afford to do this,
right? Who came up with the name Blue Jeans? I'm curious, because it sounds so much
again cooler. The company that originally founded it, they were doing one of those like, well, what's a crazy name, right? I mean, like what does Verizon mean anyway, right? Remember when it was Bell Atlantic?
Yes.
And they changed the name. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, it's like Exxon. It's like a fictitious, so it was a safe name. It was one of those, like, I guess the guy was wearing blue jeans a lot. I don't know,
He's looking down, he goes, blue jeans.
But here we are, and the name stuck, it's enough to make you ask. So I guess that's also part of it, right? When you're curious enough to ask about the name, that's actually a good thing in branding.
And you know what? Because you're professional on the top, but you're wearing blue jeans on the bottom. There you go.
holes in the knees.
Exactly. And that's exactly what my jeans look like right
now. So, all right. Well, listen, I thoroughly enjoyed this, but we should talk again about business, and see how, like, I have many people in our community where I go, okay, I see what you're doing. It's healthcare, it's food, or it's supplements, or it's definitely a network marketing business, but it's a business,
right?
It's still a business. You're leveraging the fact that the parent company is very established and you have support and everything else, right? So you're not, it's not, you're not on your own, 100% on your own, right? So that's nice. Yeah. But in the same token, how do you maximize? How do you grow? How do you get all? How do you be all you could be in that type of? So I'd like to interview a bunch of people that are in the various. I mean, there's a couple that I go, I think I interviewed somebody not too long ago. It was like, is it Airborne, something like that, right? It's a product, yeah. And I'm like, all right, I didn't ever heard, but you know what? They're happy. They're paying their bills. They're not. They have no regrets. They have no. I go, okay, now I know, right? There's some stories where you go, oh, I'm so sorry. They picked a bad company, and it's sad. It's sad when that happens.
Yeah, no, we're the #1 premium skincare regimen brand. So we are positioned for growth now that we have our new hair care line. So now
what is the name of the company?
It's Rodan and Fields. So Dr. Katie Rodan and Dr. Kathy Fields. Have you heard of them?
I have now.
Okay. Yes, I have. Yes. They used to sell in major department stores like Bloomingdale, Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, and Estee Lauder bought them. And then they decided to buy it back and create this business model for people like myself to make it more entrepreneurial, because the people that were going to buy their products were the ones using them, and it was word of mouth. And they created this model since 2008, and incredible. So the community.
How many years have you been doing it?
4.5. This is
your body language says it must be pretty good.
It's great. It's everything I didn't know I was looking for, honestly.
But I mean, not just the product, but like the business. That's what I mean. The whole package.
The whole package, because the community, I think too, for me, I was really looking to network with people again, because coming from the corporate background I did, being a stay-at-home mom, for me, I was missing the connection. So this platform has helped me like grow into doing my cooking videos. You've probably seen those. I would have never done stuff like that if it wasn't for this business. So it's just personal growth and professional growth. So I like to share the business opportunity as well with other people, which is what we do. So, I have a team of consultants under me, and I have a slew of male and women customers. And it is just the type of business that there is no ceiling. So I'm just trying to educate people as much as possible on both.
Well, it's not, but this could have been a podcast, right? Well, it could have been.
It could have been. I think we can share this video too. I actually am starting a YouTube channel with podcasts, because I interview people as well. I just interviewed somebody who's on my team the other day, who's also a lawyer, a legal recruiter, and she does this business on the side. So that is something that I want to start doing more of, which is why I like your microphone there. I want to get one of those.
Well, I know a guy.
Do you?
My video podcast is doing very well right now, and it's reaching millions of people.
Great.
And it just was like, it was never planned. It was just one of those things that over time evolved. We call it Coffee in the Clouds. coffeeintheclouds.us, and you'll see actors, authors, celebrities, I'm thinking like Peter Honorati from Booton. We interviewed him, famous actor from, Booton, New Jersey. So it's fun, but again, it reaches people, and it's impactful. I mean, it's the future. It's the future of everything. It's the future.
Well, I was a guest. Yeah, I was a guest on one of my friends' podcasts. She's a lawyer interviewing women entrepreneurs. And from that podcast, her producer reached out to me and said, I have to tell you how many people reached out and saying what a great person you'd be for your own podcast. He's been trying to sell me a podcast for myself, because he said, I know that's the way of the world. People want to listen that way, which I would love to do.
Well, here's the beautiful thing. If you use Blue Jean Studio, it's high definition video. It's Dolby audio. So you can use your radio voice at any time, and it really works. And it's like, and there it is. Like, oh my God, you've got a broadcast quality podcast from home.
Okay. Got it.
So I thoroughly enjoyed this call.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. If you have the chance, send me the copy of the recording. Maybe we'll do something with it. Maybe we'll make a montage.
Let's do it.
Put it on the website. Okay.
Sure. I would love that.
Very good. All right.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
It was nice to virtually meet you.
You too.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.